Hello, beautiful souls. Today, I want to dedicate this video to all of the absolutely radiant, gorgeous, divine feminines who are tapped into this channel. I know that the majority of those who are listening here are identifying with their divine feminine energy. And of course, we all do have a balance of both the divine feminine and the divine masculine internally that we can consciously draw upon in different ways and for different purposes. But nearly everyone resonates with one polarity more so than the other. It's their dominant energy. And if you are someone who resonates more so with your divine feminine energy, then you've most likely been on this path of spiritual awakening. Yes, that both the divine feminine and the divine masculine goes through, but your spiritual awakening has been very unique. It's different than what the divine masculine goes through, because it involves healing your wounded feminine energy internally, which has most likely been very wounded. It's funny, I'm getting a little bit of interference on my microphone and now it's gone. So maybe this is a sign from the universe that your feminine energy has been interfered with in the past. Now, of course, this is the case, I would say, for 99% or more of divine feminines globally, because we live in a world where feminine traits tend to be undervalued, where the true powers, the superpowers of the divine feminine are actually often written off and perceived as weaknesses. And instead, we as divine feminines from a young age are very often told to deny our truly feminine aspects of self. And by the way, I'm not talking about anything related to appearance. Yes, of course, you most likely have your own unique ways of presenting yourself and appearing in the world. But I'm talking about an energy that, yes, does reflect visibly, because your energy will be reflected in your appearance, but it doesn't have to do with things that we might label as traditionally feminine. This has to do with a kind of essence that you are embodying internally that then begins to reflect out uniquely into all aspects and areas of your life. And this can look different for everyone. The way that healed feminine energy manifests in your life will be unique to you. But one thing is for sure, it will be very empowering and healing, and it will help you to really align with the highest vibrational timeline for you, but in a way that's effortless. And so in today's video, I am going to be discussing 5 ways that you can, as a divine feminine, activate your inner goddess power, your inner feminine energy, and begin to manifest more quickly in your life. Yes, even these aspects that we're going to be talking about, some of these might seem very unrelated to manifesting. We might see it as kind of backwards to be cultivating or doing some of these things. So much of feminine energy is counterintuitive, because it doesn't work in the same linear fashion as masculine energy. So really, the number one, where I'm going to start, what I'm going to use here as a starting point, one way to activate your internal goddess energy and to manifest more effortlessly from that activated divine feminine essence and space is to connect more deeply with your own intuition, to follow your intuition even when it seems counterintuitive. That's where that term counterintuitive is coming up again. Although it's ironic, I guess we've kind of skewed the true meaning here. When we use the word counterintuitive, when it comes to manifesting, often doing things that seem counterintuitive on the surface, but are actually deeply intuitive, can lead to really powerful alignments that assist us in manifesting in truly ways that can just look magical to others. That's often how feminine energy operates, because just as the world tends to refer to what they call feminine intuition, or in the capacity of being a mother, they'll call it mother's intuition. But the feminine has a unique ability to be really connected to her intuitive self. And when I say her, of course, you could be a male who identifies more so with their divine feminine energy. I'll just be using the pronouns she and her when referring to the divine feminine, because it makes it easier to distinguish here. But the feminine is naturally very intuitive. The thing about the intuition is it operates at many different levels and layers. So what many divine feminines don't realize is when we try to treat ourselves as compartmentalized and we close off our intuition in one area of our life, because the feminine operates in a much more fluid and interconnected way than the masculine, when we try to deny our intuition in one of its levels or layers, we actually block all levels and layers of our intuition to some extent. So what I mean by this is the intuition operates at so many levels and layers, but to name a few, there is the physical bodily intuition. There is the mental intuition, so those things and ideas that come into our mind. There is the emotional intuition. So these are things that we can't always find the words to describe, but it's like a feeling that we get as a feminine that we then allow to move us into action. And so for the sake of simplicity, although there are so many more levels and layers of our intuition, and you can even let me know in the comments if you think of any others, but for the sake of simplicity, we're going to focus on the three main layers here of feminine intuition, which are the mental, the emotional, and the physical. So I would say by far the aspect of female intuition that so often gets denied is our physical intuition, our body's intuition. We often try to treat our physical body like a workhorse, or we try to force it into a certain box or into a certain routine or schedule that feels unnatural to it. And when it tries to protest to us or let us know that something is off, we just criticize it, and we tend to learn from society to force our body into being a certain way, or to follow a certain routine, or to do or consume what people tell us to consume, etc. This can affect so many different areas. But again, blocking our physical bodily intuition can actually inhibit us from creatively receiving, intuitively receiving through those other levels and layers as well. So the number 2 way to connect in more with your feminine power, to activate that within you, and I would say one of the most important, is to become extremely in tune with your own body's rhythms, cycles, your wants, your needs, whether these are needs in terms of nutrients from certain foods. When you feel yourself having certain food cravings and you're someone who's very aligned and intuitive, you can often tell that those cravings are indicating certain nutrients that your body is desiring or gravitating towards. You also can get in tune with your body through physical exercise, through physical self-reconnection, which of course could look like doing yoga, stretching. Now, the thing about connecting with your body as a divine feminine as well is that there's a level of gentleness required here as well. It requires us to truly embrace our physical body and treat it gently, which again is something that is so opposite what we are taught to do. So this kind of leads me into a third way to activate your feminine energy. This one is extremely powerful, and this is to entirely change the conversation with your inner self, and not just your inner self, but your outer self as well. How you speak about yourself when you're describing yourself or talking about yourself to others. The activated divine feminine is naturally confident, and this doesn't look like an arrogance. This is a natural confidence that comes from knowing who you are at the core and not being afraid to express that. Now, I will say that even though it isn't an arrogance, it's also very possible that certain people around you can be triggered when you show up for yourself more confidently. When you start speaking about yourself in a more positive light, but changing your internal dialogue and addressing yourself with self-love, with self-respect is one of the most powerful ways to literally alter every aspect of your life as a divine feminine, because the things that you speak to yourself and think about yourself will begin reflecting in how others view you and treat you. When you decide that you're worthy of love, your own love, first of all, when you decide that you are worth showing up for, that you deserve love and care and respect and compliments and positive attention, you will shift the balance, and others will begin reflecting the way you treat yourself back to you. Now, many people do find it difficult to change their inner conversations because our inner conversations stem from the subconscious mind. Our subconscious mind plays these loops of thought on autopilot, and many of them have been holding us back our entire lives because we learned them in childhood or from society or advertisements or the media, where we were told that we were not good enough, and we internalized that and turned it into self-talk that again can play on autopilot, but ultimately can hold us back from manifesting our highest version of self. And so to help you rewrite these scripts of your subconscious mind and really activate your goddess energy, I've created a powerful subliminal meditation called the Awakened Divine Feminine. This is designed specifically for you as a divine feminine, as the goddess that you are, to really help you to begin rewriting that script of your subconscious mind, clearing out any limiting beliefs, tapping deeper into your own self-love, and being able to manifest more powerfully, but also more effortlessly into your reality. Now, this subliminal comes from my app, Sound and Soulful. And as you can see on the screen, on this app, I have over 130 subliminals for essentially every area of life. So there are subliminals for physical appearance changes, for mood, mindset, for love and relationships, manifesting specific material things, and so much more. And when you sign up for a 7-day free trial account in the app, you get access to every subliminal I've created in 10 different background sound options. You can also read the affirmations while you are listening, and you can even create your own custom private playlists. Now, the link to download my app and start utilizing the Awakened Divine Feminine Subliminal to begin reprogramming your subconscious mind and manifesting more quickly in your life is in the pinned comment and description box underneath this video. But this really is beginning to lead me into my fourth way to activate your internal divine feminine energy. And this kind of goes along with shifting your self-talk, but this is more so about the polarity, about the magnetism between you and the way that masculine people, energies, and structures interact with you, because the way that feminine and masculine energy interact has to do entirely with magnetism, whether they are repelling or attracting one another. And because of the way that most of us have been trained to be more so in our masculine energy, to deny our feminine side, to wound our feminine nature, we actually are repelling masculine energy. We are repelling even the masculine structures and things in our lives. And we can talk about that in a different video, but masculine energy and feminine energy aren't just limited to people, because it's inherent in all of nature as well. So many structures in society, certain opportunities, certain businesses, things like that tend to carry more so of a masculine kind of energy. And so when we are not in our feminine and our healed feminine energy, we can actually push away not only masculine people and energies platonically and romantically, but also we can repel opportunities that carry that kind of masculine polarity. So this fourth way to activate your inner feminine energy and actually shift that balance in your favor when it comes to interacting with these masculines in your life is to make your internal world and your life the most interesting thing for you, the most interesting thing in your life, to become just enthralled with your own space, your own routine, your own inner world, and to make that your number one priority. And the things and people you desire will begin gravitating into your space. Because as a divine feminine, you being enthralled with your world, enchanted by yourself, your routines, your life, is going to create this supercharged magnetic energy that causes other things and people to want to connect with you, to want to gravitate to you. This is because you are no longer showing up with a kind of pulling energy where others can begin to feel as though you're trying to pull something out of them or pull them into your world. You are, in a sense, neutralizing that by refocusing your attention on yourself, on your inner world, on the things in your life that excite you, that light you up. This could be exploring a new passion. This could be focusing on certain things that just bring you joy, or even creating a routine during which you decide you're going to just shut off your phone or shut off communication to the external world and really focus on reconnecting with yourself. And that really brings me to the fifth way to connect more with your feminine energy. And this is to become very familiar with your inner world. So there are many ways to get in touch with your inner self and that internal world. Of course, one of the most powerful ways is through meditation. And I really recommend, especially as a divine feminine, to set aside time every morning where you are tuning into yourself before you tune out externally into the world. So I really hope that this video has been helpful. If so, I would love for you to leave me a comment and subscribe to the channel. And of course, the link to my Awakened Divine Feminine Subliminal to really assist you in activating your own personal feminine energy and manifesting more of your desires in life is from the Sound and Soulful app. And the download link is in the pinned comment and description box underneath this video. Otherwise, I am sending you all so much love. Have a wonderful day, and I will connect with you here again in the next video.